It's Tuesday. We got Sweethearts and Heroes Day tomorrow. Pat Fish is going to be in here for the Aired Out podcast. I think this will be his second time, and I'm so excited. I can't wait. Going to be wearing my free hug shirt. It's going to be fun. Fly on the Wall Productions bringing you the Aired Out podcast this morning on the web at airedoutvt.com, and you can find it, of course, everywhere you get your podcasts. Listen while you're on the go. Man, we got some clouds, maybe some rain. Well, not maybe. It's 100%. The rain comes in tonight. We'll get down around 40 degrees, 50 today for the high. With the clouds and the sun. And then tomorrow it looks like the rain for the most part is going to be moving out tomorrow. It'll remain cloudy, 50 degrees, and then Turkey Day on Thursday, upper 30s, clouds and sun. So there you have it. I got to say happy birthday to a few people this morning. There was some names in there that I reckon. Cody Copeland. There's a big dog right there. Pat Riley, another one. Joey Buttendorf, great lady. Glenn Wright. We have Maggie Dexter, Faith Hall. Happy birthday to each of you. The president and the board of directors at the Chandler for the Center of Arts and the economic development director for the town of Randolph, Mark, and am I saying this? Rosalbo. Am I getting it right?
You are. That's it.
That's not often that I get that stuff right, man.
Yeah,
welcome.
You got it.
I'm happy to meet you. I think I've met you before. I think at some point somewhere we may have crossed paths.
Yeah, I think so.
You're a very, very busy guy. I was reading the article that the World published on you and everything. That you're just taking on more and more things here.
Yeah, I get in trouble with my wife sometimes.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what's going on in Randolph and what you do. I mean, as I said, you're wearing a couple of different hats.
Yeah, well, we're a small town. You know, we've been just under that 5,000 resident number for a long time. Yeah. Although I think we're finally gonna bust up through it probably in the next year. We have. We have a standard select board, 5 members. We have a town manager. About 5 years ago, we had an organization that got together and decided that Randolph needed an economic development director. So they hired, as a matter of fact, Joshua Jerome.
Yes, Josh.
Yeah, Josh was what an amazing guy.
Yeah.
He's awesome. You guys are really lucky to have him. Josh took the reins, and he started 2019 maybe, just before the pandemic. The way they structured the job back then was kind of a shit show. It was, they didn't have enough money per se to do it on its own. So they ended up they did a combination of zoning and economic development work. So it was a good start, but it was a lot of work for Josh to do both.
Yeah, right.
And it was I think everybody knew that it wouldn't work in the long term, but Josh did it, and he did a great job. So Josh did it for a few years, did it through the pandemic. He moved on to different pastures. The position was open for a while, and I jumped in.
Wow!
And I've got a long history in Randolph. I've got 5 kids. They've all went through the school system in Randolph. They went to Chandler. They did various things in Chandler over the years. I studied acting in college.
I was going to say, you've been up on stage plenty of times.
Yeah, so I went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts out in L.A. So I love performing arts. I love it. And so it just made sense to take on the role, to see what I could do to help make a difference. And
you still get up on stage at the Chandler?
I do. Just in the spring, we did Our Town.
Yeah.
And I played the newspaper man in Our Town, and we had such a ball.
That was the guy with the long coat there.
Yeah. We had such a good time. And as a matter of fact, I think you might have heard of Noah Kahn.
Yes.
The director was able to sort of finagle to sing a few of his songs for the show. And at the last show, he showed up. He watched the show. He came backstage afterwards, and The whole cast got to meet him, and
I was reading that in the paper.
yeah. It was absolutely fantastic. We had super, on the board. We knew we wanted to build more community theater back. Over the years, there's been beautiful theater.
Yeah,
it's well known for its summer musical, the programs that they've had, but the
summer camps too.
Summer camps, but the community theater program there's been fits and starts.
Yeah.
So right now we're on some really good momentum. We had close to, I think we sold over 2,000 tickets for the show over 2 weekends, and so it was awesome. The community loved it.
And the web for that to see the complete schedule, what's coming to the Chandler?
Just Chandler Center for the Arts.
All right, that's it.
Just pull up Chandler. You should find it.
Yeah.
We've got a pretty good website. It's constantly changing.
What a beautiful theater, man.
It is. It is a lot of work. It goes back over 100 years. It's 22,000 square feet.
Yeah.
So the town, it's a partnership with the town, actually. Probably the town's biggest asset. So the town owns it, and Chandler is its tenant. And so it goes back many, many years. The town has its annual meeting every year at Chandler, and so the town can use it for as much as it's really an open space for the community to use as much as. So
great.
Yeah.
I was talking to Russ yesterday, and he was telling me off the air. He's like, "Man, I love the Chandler. I love to go in there. You don't need a microphone at all.
Yeah.
I mean, the acoustics are just fantastic.
It is. When the classical composers or the musicians come, they all comment on how insanely beautiful the acoustics are.
Yeah.
And of course, someone like Rusty could perform anywhere. He's got such a powerful voice. But when he's there, he does fill it up. Nobody's business.
Yeah, exactly.
And people love him. We're a blue collar town. So
yeah.
People like Rusty. People love to.
And I think you guys have had some tribute acts in there too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Wasn't there an ABBA tribute act that was in there?
We've had some. I feel like we need to do it more. You guys have you guys do a good job here with tribute acts. Down south of us, they do a good job with tribute acts. So we need to do a little bit more. People love them.
Tell me what a typical day is like for you, and then I want to kind of shine the spotlight a little bit on Randolph. But what's a typical day when you get up? What do you?
Yeah,
which hat are you putting on, man?
Yeah, well, I still have. We have one kid left at home. So make sure his ass is out of bed, by 7:30. And he's an amazing young man. His name is George. We make sure he's up. My wife, she works at Dartmouth, so we're both pretty busy. So we get up, we make breakfast, we have coffee, we bond together.
That's nice.
Yeah, maybe we spend an hour before we get ready for the day. Sometimes we go for a walk, not as often as we should.
Yeah.
And so we get ourselves ready. We get George out the door. She heads down to Dartmouth, and she's a little bit jealous of my commute.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. I open the door, head out, and it's about a 5-minute walk to the town hall.
I was going to ask you how many feet.
Yeah. It's like not even a tenth of a mile. It is amazing. I mean, I'm incredibly lucky. I head down. Oftentimes I'll see people. I'll head to the bagel shop, or I'll go to Wit and Grit. We've got a number of local businesses that are open for breakfast. I often frequent them as much as I can.
Yeah.
Go in there.
You brought some bagels in this morning.
I did.
Give a plug.
Yeah. So Wee Bird Bagel. They've been around for probably 3 years now. Fantastic bagels. It's owned by Chelsea. Her name is Chelsea. Her partner does Bent Hill Brewery. Just amazing entrepreneurs, great folks, and the bagels are sick. They open at 7:30 in the morning. Usually by noon, the bagels are sold out.
Really?
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they do. So I'll go in there, I'll get some bagels, meander my way over to the town hall, and try to start my day in a healthy way, like not looking at emails, that sort of thing.
Sure.
Reaching out to people. We have a lot of interest in our community, a lot of phone calls, a lot of people asking what's up with Randolph. It's on the radar.
Yeah.
There's I think I think people are interested in Central Vermont because it's that highbrow notion of living a better life.
Yeah.
You've got our history with agriculture, the farming community, but you also have you've got this really fun downtown.
Yeah.
We've got this beautiful hospital that's been around for 100 years. It's the largest. I know you asked me about me, but let's focus on the town a little bit. It's the largest employer in Orange County.
Yeah.
They've got 550 or 600 people there that work for Gifford, and these are really good quality jobs. We've got VTSU Randolph, which is the second largest employer in Orange County. So we've got these amazing organizations. I'm constantly trying to build collaborative relationships with them. Our relationship with Gifford is incredibly important.
Yeah.
The town wants to support the institution any way we can. The town wants to support Chandler any way we can. The VTSU, they're all going through their own. They're morphing through their own kind of growing challenges.
Yeah.
Between the broken healthcare system in Vermont.
Very broken.
It is a shit show, and we've got a new Michael Costa's just. Let's talk about Gifford for a minute. Michael Costa's he's absolutely amazing. The outgoing CEO Dan Bennett, he came into Gifford when it just had become a federally qualified health center and it hadn't been operationalized yet. So he had all this work to kind of operationalize that aspect and bring all this. The technology had been dated, so he had some really big jobs to do. I don't think he was fully aware of some of the challenges that he was facing. And then the pandemic hit, and then the money started going out the door. I mean, Gifford had. If you look at Gifford on paper, it's not a healthy story, but there's so much more to it than just the numbers. Over the last 10 years, I think they've lost money 8 out of 10 years. But Dan did some really amazing work, and when he left, they had to figure out who to get in that could actually kind of help navigate through the broken system in Montpelier, and so he's doing it. He's doing an amazing job. The Oliver Wyman report, you probably heard that.
Yeah.
That came out and was a huge blow to Vermont and the system. We have 14 hospitals, and 4 of them were basically, one could say, on the chopping block, and Gifford was one of those. Mm-hmm. And he took that.
Oh yeah.
He
that rattled the cage around here.
Jesus, it was huge, and it was like his first week when the Wyman report came out. He hadn't even started yet. And talk about a test. Anyone can do a good job in a company or something that's running really well. For someone to actually come in and do a good job where there's a huge amount of challenge and disarray and quicksand everywhere. Like, he came in and totally picked up the ball in a place where it was just a shit show. And he used it as an opportunity to start implementing change and making some big shifts, and he was very thoughtful about it. And so he got ahead of the curve, I think, while other institutions were still kind of contemplating, what do we do, and how do we, what is the state going to do, and what are our partners? He just said, no, we are moving, and he started making big shifts, and he started cutting the fat. He started making changes where the organization didn't need to be anymore. He started partnering with other hospitals, working with Dartmouth, and the number of beds that was empty at Gifford when he started was crazy. Like, they have I think 25 or 30 beds, and it was like 70% empty, and now it's like almost at capacity.
Yeah,
people are coming back. When people are looking for primary care physicians, they're going to Gifford, and there's no wait to find new primary care physicians. And don't get me wrong, there's still challenges, but he has. It was a listing ship, and he has it's come up.
Yeah.
It's right, and it's moving, and he got a huge settlement on an ARPA pending some litigation or something for $8 million. That just goes right into the reserves.
So that hospital's not going anywhere.
There's no way. He made it crystal clear. I interviewed him a couple of months ago, and he said to folks that are worried that Gifford's going to go somewhere, he's like, don't, it's not going anywhere. And he was crystal clear about it. And that's what's awesome. Like, he controls the narrative. The hospital is out in front of it, I think that's how it's going to stay.
It's a beautiful campus. It's not all big skyline stuff. I mean, it's just nice. It's cozy. You don't even realize you can't believe you're come out of this quaint little town and you're in this incredible hospital like that.
Yeah, right. Like you get like the pediatrics hospital's in a house that's connected.
Exactly.
That's beside the hospital. It's like you walk in, it's a house. It's like you can see where there was a kitchen one day. So it's very Vermont. It's quintessential Vermont, and yeah, man, we're pretty lucky.
Mark Rosalbo is the Economic Development Director for the town of Randolph and the president of the board of directors for the Chandler Center of the Arts. We were saying off the air just before we went live, man, it's like that exit 4 either way, either direction you go, there's so much history, there's so much heritage.
Yeah.
But it's a long run to get down into Randolph, like off the beaten path a little bit for people.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So it's really not. It's about 2 miles.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a couple miles. But it can seem like that because when you're driving on the highway and you see exit 4, there's nothing around. But
I know.
It's fields, it's agriculture, the whale's tails. Jim Sardonis' whale's tails.
Yes.
Jim he's a very active person in our town. You can always see him at the coffee shops. You walk in and there's.
I've always wanted to have him on the air.
Oh, I'm sure you can. He's awesome. He's very open. That's
the guy that did the whale's tails?
Yeah, he did the whale's tails in Randolph. He did the whale's tails up here in Burlington.
I got to talk to him.
He just had a huge exhibit at Chandler a few months ago. Hundreds of people came. And it was, what do you call it when it's over the course of your life? There's a name for that when you do a show and it's like with the work over a span of multi-decades. Anyway, I can't think of it. Haven't had enough coffee yet. But he did it. People came from everywhere and to see him. And but it's only a couple miles downtown. However, you have seen in many cases in towns where a highway has come through, that's sure. Killed the downtown, and it hasn't been the case for Randolph. And we have a new hotel. I don't know if you've heard of that. Yeah. So we have a 64-room hotel that is just off the highway, heading up towards Randolph Center, and it was completed. It just opened a year ago, September, and it's a huge success. They have partnerships with the academic institutions, the manufacturing sector, the hospital, and we were so in desperate need of it. And imagine that in Randolph, a 64-room hotel.
I had no idea.
Yeah, and it wasn't easy for the investors to do it. It was a $12 or $13 million project.
Wow.
It started before the pandemic, and then the shit hit the fan with the pandemic, and then then everything reopened at the same time, and you had this just temporary inflation that just blew up prices.
Yeah.
So everyone had to go back to the table and figure out costs, and a lot of these projects got destroyed. We had so many projects in the works during the pandemic. We had the $13 million hotel project. We had a $9 million child care project. We had a $15 million housing project downtown.
Big child care thing in Randolph.
Yeah, it's going to open in January. It's an amazing story. You're going to hear more about it. That was actually Josh was a part of that. When Josh was at when Josh was working for Randolph, he was working with GMADC, Erica Hoffman-Kais, and figuring out how to make that work. Originally, it was going to be a little bit smaller, and then they did a deal with the college to buy a property, and it'll open in January, and eventually they'll have, I think, 85 children are going to be looked after there.
Wow.
And it's a huge win for us.
Wow.
And somebody just walked by and gave us the finger. Just kind of yeah, you get a lot of that here.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he was like looking at us. He just happened to so it's going to be the huge need. The biggest challenges that we face, not unlike here, is childcare, housing, and quality jobs.
Yeah.
And we have the facility up on it's on Route 66, just as you're heading down into town. That's going to totally support the need for childcare. We've got another one that opened just a year prior to that, is for 18 kids, and we have another one opening that's going to serve 40. So that issue, I think we're going to we've satisfied the demand, at least in the short term, but housing is still the challenge.
Yeah.
It's a shit show, and our downtown housing authority, Randolph Area Community Development Corporation, has been working on 2 big projects, and they've come up with some snags. They promised the community 50 new housing units, and it looks like we're getting 12. And so it's I'm not going to say it's their fault. It's a hard business. Talk about a healthcare system that's broken. Like the housing, the way housing is built in Vermont. I had breakfast or lunch yesterday with Josh Hanford. So Josh Hanford's been around Vermont for a long time. He's very politically involved, and he had his commentary was it's just a system that is, we can't build houses, and we can't focus only on low income houses without focusing on the middle market of housing. We can't do this without having some of the private sector involved and have some sort of incentive for them to be able to make a little money in the process. This project cost $9 million, and we have 12 rental units that we're giving to the public, and it's been that is not enough. It's unacceptable, but so many, it's a shit show. So the childcare stuff we're doing good. The housing we're still in trouble. We have a lot of work to do there, but the quality jobs we have.
Workforce development seems like it's generally okay.
Yeah, it's really good. We have the largest. Again, if you're tired talking to Randolph, you just say so.
No, that's why you're here, man.
Yeah. All right. Good. So we have the largest engineering firm in the state housed in Randolph, Du Bois and King. Fantastic company. They employ 150 people, and these are really good jobs. These are smart engineers. They recruit wisely. Very smart upper management in the C-suite. Always thinking about ways to keep their employees happy. They'll get people that come in and they're in Randolph for a while and they're young, and they'll be like, I need more, and they'll move and they'll relocate them up in Burlington for a while. And
wow.
But it's great because they can hire people and offer lifestyle choices that they're looking for. If they're in Randolph, they want to have that highbrow notion again of living a better life, a quiet life.
Yeah.
Where there's a little agriculture, you got some land, you can build a garden and have some privacy. You can live downtown. I mean, we are truly a 15-minute community, and
definitely.
You live, you can walk to the grocery store, you can walk to the schools, you can walk to culture. That is there are very few towns in Vermont that are truly a 15-minute community, and so I lost my train of thought, but that's anyway.
It's so quaint, man.
D&K and the businesses. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. Go right ahead.
Yeah, so before I forget, the manufacturing sector is very, very hardy. We've got New England Precision is probably one of the more successful machine fabricating companies in the state. They make tens of millions of parts over the course of a year. Those the little metal component, and when you floss, you floss your teeth, that little thing where you break the floss inside.
Oh, yeah.
They're all made there. Tens of millions of them right there. Yeah, and they ship them out to J&J and all these other places. But they make components for the health industry. They make components for the fire industry, fire suppression stuff, and probably 60% of their business comes from there. But the company makes tens of millions of dollars a year, and the town is also a big partner with them to make sure that they have what they need to be able to do that, because it's kind of a dirty job. They have to after they make all the stuff, they have to wash the parts and the components before that. So we, when I first started, as a matter of fact, just as Josh Jerome was leaving, the ARPA there were a lot of ARPA funds available, and we did a deal to secure a lot of money for them to reduce the overall copper and lead content that was going into the wastewater system, because every town has sort of a limited amount. If you have a wastewater system, you have a limited amount that you can put in. And we, that's probably kind of boring stuff, but so they were hitting our capacity, that business alone, and we figured out a way to lower what they're bringing into our wastewater system by 90%. So now they can grow, and their capacity can go up enormously over the next few years, and we can invite other manufacturers to come in. So yeah, we've got a handful of great manufacturers, and all these jobs are really good. You don't have to. You can work at the fabrication at New England Precision and not be. You don't have to. You don't have to go to school for 20 years to do it. You can start slow, and within a few years, you're making a fantastic living. And these are it may not be for everybody, but they're good jobs, and we
talked a lot about Gifford, about the actual hospital. I mean, there's another big hitter, if not the big hitter for Randolph. But you got the colleges too, right there. You got the tech center.
Yep. Yeah.
You got the vet school.
Yep. Yeah. The tech center is really important. I think we need to focus more on that in the coming years. It's connected right to the high school. I don't even fully understand how the academic institutions are going to sort of fall into place in the coming years. But I'm hoping that given the way Randolph is situated, that we are going to, we'll be able to support the communities that will perhaps be coming into Randolph to educate their kids, as this, something has to give. The micro schools and all the stuff that the smaller towns that, it's very difficult when the cost of education is going this way and the enrollment is going this way. And I've been here for 20 years, and those lines have not changed.
Yeah.
Cost keeps going up, and the enrollment is just it's stable and it's falling, or it's falling, and that's not a winning scenario. Yeah. So it's hard. It's very complicated, but the school system, the tech program is very important. The more and more people are identifying with that kind of work as being meaningful. When we were kids, if you were you didn't know what to do with yourself, you got into the trades. If you had parents that were paying attention, you're like, oh, you're going to go to college, you're going to go do this. But that's not how it is anymore.
No.
People recognize these are good jobs.
Yeah.
These are good jobs. They're meaningful. You get up in the morning, you go out, you bust your ass all day, you feel good, you can quantify the result, and it's a good life.
Boy, what a concept, man.
Yeah. My son, my older son, he's a sophomore at UVM, and he's a business major, but he works for Chimney Savers. During the summer, he's out busting his ass. He's out building chimneys. He loves it. He absolutely loves it. He wakes up in the morning, he goes, he's outside, he comes home, he's tired, but he just feels good. He loves the work. And you know what? The guys at Chimney Savers, they can make 80, 90 grand a year.
Yeah. Right.
That is crazy.
Right.
80, 90 grand a year for working hard, but still 40 hours a week. You're not out, or maybe 50 if you got a big job. You're working, but
well, once you have that skill set, once you've learned that, you can work for somebody else, but you can also start your own biz.
Yeah.
Start your own plumbing business.
Yeah, plumbing,
whatever.
Electric. The guys that own Chimney Savers have shared stories with me, just what you're saying. Guys will go in, they'll work there for 5-10 years, and then they'll go off. They break out on their own. There's enough work that they can do that.
Oh, yeah.
It's because it's hard. Not everybody wants to get up on a roof and repair a chimney, so these jobs are always going to be in demand.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, always. You're absolutely right. I love the fact that Randolph's got that little quaint movie theater, the pizza shop right next door. What's it, Village Pizza, I think?
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. The Playhouse Theater is the oldest theater in the state. It is.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, it's the oldest continuously running theater. It was open, early 1800s, and it's got a great story. The two owners are these two guys that are just super dedicated to bringing good movies into town, and
I'm thinking of the Savoy too. That's the.
It's just like the Savoy. Yeah,
exactly.
The Savoy has these two great theaters. They've got great independent films. They also have other stuff, and I mean, a town of 5,000 people. We've got a movie theater. We've got a bowling alley.
Yeah, right.
We've got Chandler
bowling alley. I forgot about.
Yeah, so.
And that little market there, right around the corner from Village Pizza there.
Chef's Market.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool place.
It is awesome. It's that so
love the architecture in there.
We've had a lot of good investment in town over the years, and that was Sam Samus. So Sam is the guy who owned Three Stallion Inn back in the day, and Sam invested a lot of money in our town, and he was a believer, and he took the depot. He had a chef at Three Stallion who he really liked and believed in, and he wanted to open up a downtown shop, and that he did. He probably dropped $800,000 or $900,000 in that building, and
wow,
yeah, and it's what it is today is a lot of the depots you see in small towns have been run down. It just costs a lot of money. The timing was right. Like that is a huge asset in our community.
Absolute one of a kind.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
and Bent Hill, which I don't think I've actually been to the brewery, but
yeah,
I forgot actually that it was there. Yeah. And that's, I'm glad you reminded me, because I'd love to go check it out.
Yeah, so it's a sister town just over the border. You gotta head out to the dirt roads. You gotta kind of head up into the woods. But yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful experience. You go up. They make their own beer.
Sure.
It's all vegetarian food, but you never know it. Like if you're not a vegetarian, you can still go there and have like the most amazing food.
That's so cool.
Overlooking these mountains and these beautiful fields, and they bring entertainment up there. That's another thing in Randolph we have is a very vibrant artistic scene, not just with Chandler, but the ancillary stuff. We have 5 galleries. We have a lot of performing artists that write music. We have the underground recording studio, which I'll tell you what.
Didn't know about that.
Yeah. So Vincent is his name, and he won. The 7 Daisies. He won the best small recording studio in the state. 7 Daisies Award.
Really?
Yeah, in Randolph. So, yeah.
Wow, I'm trying to keep track of all this. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And what's the other thing? I was just going to ask you, like, what opportunities right now do we have in Randolph for somebody who wants to start a biz, a small biz?
Yeah.
Have you got some storefront?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we have One Main, which was our anchor restaurant, right on the corner of Main Street and Merchants Row closed, and so that space is available. So we also have almost 3,000 square feet of space on Merchants Row that is unbuilt, undeveloped, and we also lost one of our drugstores, Rite Aid. So that space is available. So yeah, we have some space for small business and for some bigger endeavors.
What's the summer like in Randolph? Summertime in Randolph.
Well, it's brief. Like summers in Vermont. It's pretty brief, but
yes.
It's insane. It's beautiful. We have a very vibrant biking and hiking scene.
Yeah.
We've invested. When I first started, we had a grant with, again, this goes back to Joshua Jerome. Joshua was working with Department of Marketing and Tourism, I think was doing the VORIC program. So we've had two VORIC grants. One was the most recent one we did was actually to help build the Velomont Trail, a 10-mile stretch of the Velomont Trail, which eventually Randolph will connect to. That's the long trail that runs through the state. But prior to that, we did a trek up near the college where you can go up and have like this biking experience up there and tons of different trails. So in the summertime, we have a very active lifestyle. We have a lot of people that do a lot of biking, a lot of running, and all these trails come. Welch was in our town about a year ago, and he made a joke. He's like, sooner or later, all the roads end up in Randolph. He says, yeah. They're like, well, it's not just the roads; it's the bike trails too. Yeah. And so people love it because you can still sort of stay downtown. You can connect to other towns, but you can also head out into the woods. Yeah. We've got tons of trails that are actually, if you have a mountain bike and you want just a little piece of what it's like to be out in the woods on a trail, you have that.
Cross-country ski trails.
Yeah. We've got an 18-hole golf course, which in the wintertime, people love to snowshoe out there. Yeah. And so people golf, people run.
Don't you guys have a farmer's market in the summer?
Yeah, we do. We have a farmer's market. It's, again, Gifford plays a very strong role in our community, and they've had their farmers market up on their campus for a long time, and yep.
What shows should we highlight that are coming up? I think you alluded to a few of them earlier, but at the Chandler, like, what do
Oh
we have on
God!
the horizon?
Well, what I would recommend is you go to the website and you look and see what they've got going, and you decide what you want. We'll be coming out with a new program for 2026 soon, so you'll get a chance to see what's going on. But yeah, check out the website. See, there's generally a wide variety of things that you can see there. We were talking before about the opera that was just there. Like, how often can you see a full opera in
Right.
Vermont? So this was just amazing. We have opera, we have the ballet comes, the Kiev Ballet will be there doing Nutcracker fairly soon. That's always a popular one that will sell out. So you go on the website, take a look, and see what
I
interests
think
you.
you guys have at the Nutcracker there frequently.
Yeah.
Maybe, is it every year?
Yeah, it's a popular one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty popular. To your listeners, we're looking for 5 new board members in the next 6 months. We have a number of board members at Chandler that have been there for multi-decades that are retiring. And so if you go onto the website, you can, if you know anybody that you think would be a good fit to be on the board of Chandler, you can nominate them. You can also nominate yourself if you want. And I'll reach out to them. We'll sit down. We'll talk a little bit. And we want to fill those 5 seats by February if we can. So yeah, if you know anybody that's interested in participating, we'd love to.
That's
have
good to know. That's
Yeah.
good to know. I want to go back to summertime for Randolph.
Yeah.
Because don't we have like one of the few remaining drive-in movie theaters in Randolph?
We have a drive-in. Yeah. I should go more often. It's
Oh
pretty
my
wild.
God,
Yeah,
of course you should.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. They've got the technology. They just
Yeah.
They just figured out a way to come up with the technology to keep it current or whoever.
Yes.
And yeah,
yes.
my kids love it. They go up in the summer. The summer it doesn't get dark till 9 o'clock. You go up, see
Right.
you see 2 movies. You pack out at 1 o'clock in the
Never-
morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got one of these old buses in the back. Where you can go get snacks and popcorn and
It's
stuff.
so great,
yeah,
man.
it's pretty cool.
That's so nostalgic Vermont, right
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Man.
it is.
And they're, there's not many. The Fairleigh drive-in we had to close down last summer. So
That's too bad.
that's it. I think it's Randolph, and I think it's Colchester, if I'm not mistaken, for drive-in movie theaters.
Wow, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Because it is. I mean, it's one of those things that, like, especially as parents, we love that because that was something we did as a kid.
Yeah.
And it also gets kids away from their phones.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
they're spending time with their friends.
Yeah.
They're just we need to get away from that.
I understand. Believe me, I have an 11-year-old girl, and boy, does she love that tablet. Constant struggle all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, get the kids out of the house and get them to see some great entertainment, some art. Get into the Chandler. It doesn't matter if you're in Randolph, White River, wherever the heck, St. Jay. Run down and check out the Chandler.
Yeah.
You guys have so much happening. Anything else from economic development that we want to wrap up with for Randolph? I mean, it's a town that's growing.
Yeah, it is growing.
It looks great.
Yeah, the development is it's slow, but it's growing. The folks that do the census work often stop into our office and talk with us, and they said of all the towns that we look at in terms of the zoning activity, they said that Randolph is the most consistent grower of housing, of projects, and they said it's not like 10% a year or anything, but it's
Right.
there's constantly projects that are going. So I guess what I would say about Randolph is, if you're looking for a place to live, to have some interesting, an interesting life,
Sure.
it's worth considering. And there isn't any one big project that's gigantic, but there's one of the things Michael Costa said recently, and when I was talking to him was, the community has to show up, right? You have to take responsibility for your part in a community. And I think that what I see in our town is we have so many people that are so deeply connected and want to see Randolph thrive.
Yeah.
And so that is like, it's hard to quantify that, but when you come into our town and you start to get to know people, that is the draw. That's the draw in our community. And
Sure.
And that's a, that's an authentic, organic thing that you can't take away.
Yeah. Folks that want to maybe chat with you or email you, get in touch with you, maybe they want to meet with you and they have some ideas or some interest in Randolph, what's the best way?
Well, probably email, just mark@randolphvt.org. That's the easiest way to reach me, and then I'll get back to them as soon as I can. Yeah.
Great chatting with you, man. It was fun having Rusty in here yesterday, and
pretty big shift. Yeah. I'm a little more boring than
no. Russ is an interesting dude, but he loves the Chandler. He loves coming to Randolph.
Yeah, man. He cut his teeth in Randolph. He cut his teeth.
Did.
He worked with way back. He worked with McMeekin and the folks there. Like some of his live shows that he made a lot of money selling CDs back in the day with Blockbuster.
I remember.
That's some good stuff, man. Every once in a while I listen to some because he's just fun to listen to. But he taped one of those at Chandler, in fact.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I have it.
Do you?
Got it? Yeah.
Yeah, he taped it there, man, and he was on fire. And so we're very lucky to. I think sometimes people take for granted some of the old folks that have been around for a long time. And I think Rusty is a perfect example of an artist who learned how to totally create a business for himself.
Yep.
And he goes back to the days with David Budbill, and working with Judavine, developing that character. And he said to me once, he said Budbill was a writer, and I said, I can be a writer.
Yeah.
He said, it's like David would sit down and write shit down.
Yes.
And he said, I could sit down and write shit. And then he started to.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and David knew how to market himself. Budbill, he knew how to tell his story.
Yeah.
And that's a gift. He said, another thing he said to me, he said, artists don't care about, they think it's beneath them to promote themselves. They
right.
think, I'm an artist. He's like, if people don't see your work, what do you have?
Yeah.
And Rusty, he's a master at that.
I know, man.
Yeah.
Bess O'Brien and Jay Craven. I mean, this is the powerhouse of what can come creatively out of the hills of Vermont, for sure.
Absolutely.
Great stuff, man.
Yeah.
Listen, anything you've got going on in Randolph that you want some push on, get in touch with me.
Okay.
Regardless of what it is, especially Chandler stuff. I'll be paying more attention.
Good.
To what's coming, but great chatting with you, man, and getting to know you, Mark. Real pleasure. I read, as I said, the story about you in the World, and I was like, that's an interesting guy right there. Should be aired out. Thanks for coming in here today, man.
Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you, Mark Rosalbo. I am saying that correctly, right?
You got it.
And he's the executive director over at the Chandler. And
actually, that's Chloe. Chloe Powell.
That's all right.
President of the board.
You're president of the board of directors.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
And economic development director for the town of Randolph. Great having you in here. Thanks, and come back soon.
I will, for sure.